Hello, everyone. A very good morning to everyone who's present here. Welcome to Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters Club. I'm going to be the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I would like to begin with uh, stating the mission of the Toastmasters Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which the members are empowered to develop communication, and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I would like to give the instructions for the online meeting. All the speakers and role bearers, they need to prefix their role to their name so that it's easier to identify. All the speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start their speech. Request for all the speakers to confirm that they can see the timer cards before they start the speech. I would request you to not type in the chat box when the speaker is speaking, as it disturbs the speaker. You can use the private chat for feedback, and I will also not allow any members to enter into the meeting when somebody is speaking, when a speaker is speaking, or when the tag role players are giving uh, their guidelines or any of that one. Do not click on the share screen until your speech role requires you to do so. You can always give a thumbs up and any reaction buttons that you can use during the meeting. You can connect to me if there is any technical glitch, or if you don't want uh, your video to be shared, as I'm also the Zoom master for today. And this meeting is going to be live streamed. So in case you want any clips of your speeches, please let me know. I will make the changes accordingly. And please turn off your cell phones or put them on silent mode when you are speaking, if you are a speaker. Other times you are always muted by the Zoom master, that's me. And you can always encourage in the Toastmasters meeting, you can always encourage all the speakers by a virtual clap or a snap, or maybe even a nod of head and a smile on the face. Yeah, that encourages the speaker speaking on the screen. And you can also use the reaction buttons. So let us begin with today's meeting. I'll be handing it over to the presiding officer of today, that is Toastmaster Sudha ma'am. She is our role model of the Mumbai Speakers Toastmasters Club. She has laid down a very she has laid down such a encouraging path for all of us here, and she has some or the other role, a little bit of she's played a little bit role in all our Toastmasters journeys, who all of us were present in. So I welcome our presiding officer. Over to you, Toastmaster Sudha.
Wow, thank you so much, Toastmaster Mehek, for making me elated in a lovely Sunday morning. Good morning, everyone. I think we have a lovely bunch of people, smiling faces out here. I have a little bit of a bad throat, but I'll try to make it not sound unpleasant as much as possible. Otherwise, I think it's eligible for singing a song like Rang Bharse also. My voice is so bad right now. But anyway, good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be the presiding officer, like Mehek started off by saying, we all are here to learn. We are all here to grow and to take time off your busy schedules and come over to get together and see what is the show all about. So today also I think is a wonderful theme which we have. Apart from themes, there's lots happening in Toastmasters International, because the tenor from January to March seems to be the most busiest part of the Toastmasters fraternity. because one, we elect our new ExCom members. Second, we have memberships which have to be renewed. We also have the contests which are going to happen, which I think we have already got guidelines about, which is going to be the IPL and the Kahani contest. That's another very interesting thing which we will be diving into. The other important part is that we also need to set the ball rolling for a new phase, because January begins and we are going to start talking about how different are we going to take the club towards. This is also in tandem with the Constitution. When we just celebrated our Republic Day on the 26th of Jan, and we didn't have the time for getting together on that day and doing a theme on that and a flag hoisting. When Toastmasters have something called a charter. Now, a 100-year-old organization have something called a charter, and that's equivalent to what our country generally has to abide by, which is the Constitution of India. And why is it so important for us to have a document of this kind? It is important because we all think we know everything, but when there is a moment of truth and when there is an erring which happens, that's when we want to go back to the rule of books. So the same way in Toastmasters also, we have a format in the way we conduct our meetings, in the way we address people, the way we respect everyone who comes to the table, the way we encourage people. I mean, there are different codes of conduct even we try to follow in Toastmasters. And that's what I want to just highlight today, because I think our Toastmaster of the day has some very interesting themes lined up for us. And I'm excited, and I'm sure knowing the kind of person that our TM mod is, I'm sure he's got a pack of surprises for all of us. Before I give away the stage to the TMOD, I want to make a quick round to just invite and welcome the guests who are joined us today. And I think we have guest Malvik Motani. Good morning, Malvik. You seem to be
Hi,
well poised for a nice meeting today. Welcome.
thank you so much.
Would you like to say something about yourself and how what brought you here to Mumbai Speakers?
Hi, my name is Malik Motani. I'm a CA finalist, and I'll be. It had been a while since I stepped out of the four walls of my room, as you can see. So, what better way to meet people other than Toastmasters? Like I'd heard it beforehand, but given the study schedule that we have in our hands, it gets really difficult to join. So this time I took an actual pledge that I would join this club and like have a little bit of more of social outwards instead of just studying for 16 hours a day. So that's what something which actually brought me to the club. And as public speaking is something that always intrigued me. So
Yeah.
I'm here. And as ma'am was talking, like it was just very soothing, very nice to hear, and was actually very warmful. So I'm absolutely looking forward to join the club. And I guess Tanmay joined me, and I was looking forward to meeting everyone in person. But as it couldn't be possible, so even online is great. It
Yeah,
took us back
welcome.
to the COVID days.
Yeah, welcome, Malvik. You
Thank you.
seem to be at the right place at the right time. Like I said, you're studying as well as polishing up your skills. When you get on to the corporate world, this is a great way to do it in tandem. And yes, this is one of the ways that we meet, but we definitely also meet physically, and we are planning to do it at least once a month. After COVID, people have become a little bit lazy and immobile, but slowly we want to get on there, because I also seriously believe that that is the place where the real learning happens. I mean, it's nice to sit in front of a laptop and talk and, show our actions and, whatever. And even if people are giving speeches, they even can read the speech on their computer. That's not the real way. Vishal is laughing. Vishal, I'm not going to say anything. Sorry. No, I was just joking. So it's all about trying to do it in the right way. We all started off that way, but it's just a little bit of inertia to get back. But we are planning to at least have it once a month. So if you're planning to give speeches, then you regularize yourself to do it on that day when we're meeting physically, so you don't miss out on that. Yeah, and then the learning, of course, still goes on. So welcome. Uh, Close, be attached to your seat, like they say, don't go away and wait till the action goes on. Okay, next is guest Suyash. Welcome, guest Suyash.
Oh, hi, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the Toastmasters meeting at Mumbai Speakers. Like to hear something about you, Suyash. How come you come here, and a little bit about yourself?
Right. Hi, good morning. I'm Surya Sarvankar. I'm a lawyer based in Mumbai, and I wanted to join Toastmasters because I was looking for clubs where people interact with each other and get like social clubs where people sit together and do things. Uh, Someone recommended me Toastmasters, and I just looked up the nearby club. I'm based in Goregaon, so I looked up the nearby clubs and figured that I'll join those.
Brilliant, brilliant. Welcome, Suyash, and I hope you enjoy the meeting today. Looking forward to your participation as well. There will be a section where you can also participate. Then I go around to Ayush.
Hello.
Hi, Ayush. Welcome.
Hi, good morning, ma'am. Morning.
Yes. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah. My name is Ayush Suvarna. I have just recently graduated from Mumbai University. So actually, there is a friend of mine who recommended me to join Toastmaster. I wanted to improve my confidence, and like I do stutter sometimes. I still do now. Yeah, that's it.
Great. No, that's fine. Today you stopped at just 3 sentences. I'm sure once you join Toastmasters, we'll have to tell Toastmaster Ayush, can we give chance to others to speak? So don't worry. This is what happens to people who take up Toastmasters. Welcome, Ayush, and I'm sure you will have a wonderful journey with with us, and looking forward to seeing you more often in the club. We also have a visiting Toastmaster, Tariq Said. Toastmaster Tariq, would you like to introduce yourself to us, please?
Sure. Hi everyone. Good morning, everybody. My name is Tariq Sheth. I am visiting Toastmasters from Chatterjee Toastmasters Club, Khandivali East. I have been with Toastmasters from past 12 years now, and I'm working on my second pathways effective coaching. Thank you for having me. Over to you.
Brilliant. Is it Sunita, right? Sunita
That's right.
Vinod is a part of that Chatterjee. Yeah, I know her quite well. Welcome, Tariq, and looking forward to your inputs and participation in today's meeting as well. Welcome. And we also have one more guest, I think, guest Rachel.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Rachel. Can
Hi.
we see you, or
Yes.
we only hear you today?
No.
Yes, great. Yes,
Yeah.
we'd like you to
So-
introduce yourself. Yes, please.
So I'm Rochelle. I'm an engineer from DAI City, and I'm currently into business. So I have a manufacturing unit where we manufacture stationeries and kitchenware, and also I do have a digital marketing and a software development firm. I was an active part of the DAI City and the Gujarat Circuit Law Club, which is about having a parliamentary debate on 3 on 3, our Asian parliamentary debate. So I was an active speaker for 4 years of my engineering, and I've also taken part in British parliamentary, and have been a part of several MUNs. So I was looking forward for one of those opportunities in Mumbai where people come out and discuss and play games, or maybe talk to each other about what they feel on certain issues, certainly which is not the other takes out on the other ways and goes wrong. So apparently I feel that this is the right place, because I've been speaking to my colleagues from college, and they have suggested me this because we don't want to get into controversial part while speaking on internet. So this is all about me. That I'm interested to join Toastmaster because there is a freedom of speech here, and I feel there would be like-minded people who would respect opinions.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Spot on, Rochelle. I think Toastmasters is a 100-year-old organization, and I think the most consistent thread which connects all the clubs around the world is respect and integrity. And I have gone to club meetings even outside the country. I have been a part of clubs in Dubai, Qatar. Did he go away, or is he still there?
Yeah, I hear
Rochelle
you.
is there. Okay, sorry. I've seen that is the most consistent thread across all clubs, and that's what I feel so proud about here, to be able to speak your mind out and still be sensitive about each other's opinions and respect each other's domain from where they come. And that's where you feel more secure, right? You feel more
Yes,
connected to people, and even if we are having an open debate, it is about facts, and we don't want to be encouraging too many opinions and judgments. And that's the beauty of this platform. So welcome, Rochelle. And I've heard of
okay.
Model United Nations. Are you talking about the same one?
Yes,
MUNs?
yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay, okay. Yeah.
So we
So
were initially of those chapter where the MUN was formulated in Gujarat, because if you see Gujarat as a in the law circuit area, right, it's not that
yes,
developed in the last few years. Last I joined in 2014, so we
right,
can understand then the situations were very different. Currently
right, right.
today we see MUNs having being held in schools and everywhere, but back then it was a very big thing. To
Yes,
gather
yes.
150 people was a very big thing then.
I know, I know. So I have children who have been part of MUNs. So that's how I know the format very well. Just for people who don't know what MUN is, it's a model United Nations where they actually hold a parliamentary session, a United Nations kind of a session, and you represent each country on that podium. And then you discuss real time issues.
Yes.
There was a unique case where my son was asked to be Imran Khan, though he was from India, and he was so there's no state, country, nothing. If you're given a role, you have to take it.
Yes.
There's no choice, and that shows the honesty of that role, because you're given some time to prepare your
Yes.
notes to be able to put it forth to the United Nations, so that they tell you who is the right and who's wrong and who's won the debate or not. So it's a very difficult debating platform, I would say, because it's not about where you want to take uh, sides of. You are given the role that you have to do, and you have to be there, whether
Yes.
you like it or not, and you
Irrespective.
have to come out with strong points as to why you believe in that. So
Yes.
I'm sure you have a amazing experience of doing this, and looking forward to your contributions, Rochelle, if you once you become a member of our club as well. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Sure.
Brilliant. So this is the right opportune time for me to now get on to the proceedings of the meeting. And I'm excited because we are going to discuss something similar that we talked about, diversity in India. And India, everybody is now looking at India for different reasons. Okay, they might, people who are negative may talk about negativity. There are a lot of positive things also happening in India, and that's how I want to step it forth. India has been a diverse country. It has encouraged and celebrated diversity, and we have a wonderful Toastmaster of the day today, who's also going to take us through those thoughts and experiences. So please put your hands together to welcome our newly elected, passionate Vice President Marketing, as well as the Toastmaster of the day today, Toastmaster Tanmay.
Thank you so much, Sudha ma'am. First of all,
Welcome,
even I'm
Tanmay.
having a bad throat. Hello, hi, good morning. Yeah, so even I'm having a bad throat, and I've got cough and cold. So forgive me if I cough throughout the session. So yeah, we'll get started. So good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So my name is Tanmay, and I'll be your Toastmaster of the day. So before jumping on to our theme, which is Republic Day, of course, I want to take this opportunity and wish you all a very happy 74th Republic Day. Now, traditionally, Republic Day is celebrated on 26th January. The fact that we are celebrating it today is not important. What's important is that we Indians, we are proud Indians, and we can celebrate the significance of this day any day. And we have two important national days in our country. One being, of course, Independence Day, which we celebrate on 15th of August, and the second being 26th of January, which is our Republic Day. Apart from being holiday, both the days are observed very differently. Like independence, as the name suggests, the day we got the independence from the British. But if anyone can tell me, why do we celebrate Republic Day? Anyone from the guest or audience, anyone? Why do we observe Republic Day?
So basically, the Constitution of India was implemented from this day, and which was signed by our beloved B.R. Ambedkar Sahab ji.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you so much, Sir Deepak. So true. The significance of this day lies in the fact that it marks the adoption of Constitution of India and birth of Republic India. And that is something we should be proud of every single day, right? Now, there are a lot of differences in these two days. I mean, in terms of how we prepare, how we organize ourselves. I have one more question. Like, what do we do with our flag on Republic Day? If anyone can voluntarily answer or raise a hand or straight away unmute themselves and answer.
We hoist the flag.
So yeah, we hoist the flag. We do Rashtragan.
Exactly. So we don't hoist the flag, we unfurl the flag. And today we are going to do the same. And as we have Sudha ma'am to rescue, so as Mehak correctly introduced her, she, in my opinion, she does not need any introduction as such. She's one of our favorite Toastmasters, seasoned Toastmaster. So I will request her to unfurl today's today national flag for us. Okay, and I would also request all the members to stand up, because followed by that, we'll start with the national anthem, and we'll start this session on a very good note. So yeah, just give me a minute, I'll share my screen.
I've never been for a virtual flag hoisting. You're making me do that for the first time.
This is the first time I'm doing as well.
Yeah.
Mehak, can you allow me to share my screen?
Sure. I'm sure that. Mehak, would you be also able to play the thing in the background? Otherwise, you'll have to do with my bad throat and singing.
No. We have audio with us.
Okay,
so
great.
Mehak, I'm not able to share my screen. You there? Mehak or Vishal, anyone can help me out here.
You should be able to do it now.
Yeah. So whenever you're ready, ma'am, I'll start the video.
I'm ready.
Okay, fine.
Jai Hind. Jana Gana Mana Adhinayak.
We're going to start it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me, we can't hear the audio if there's any audio.
Yeah, this.
No? We can't hear it. No.
Just unplug the earphones and let it on be the speaker. Just unplug the earphones.
This is audible, right?
No, it's not audible. Just unplug your earphones.
Okay.
And let it be on speaker full volume.
Yeah.
Can we hear? No.
So.
Vinayaka Jaya Bhagya Vidhata Talakam Indya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchal jalati
रंग
तव शुभ
नामे
जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाए तव जय गाथा जन गण
दायक
जय
जय
हे
हे
भारत
भारत
भाग्य
भाग्य
विधाता
विधाता
जय
जय हे जय हे जय हे जय
जय
जय जय
जय जय जय हे
भारत माता की
जय
जय
thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sudha ma'am. I'm audible, right? Hello? Okay. So it was on January 26th, 1950 that the Constitution of India came into effect, making India a republic nation and replacing the Government of India Act 1935. It was a long and difficult journey to to draft the constitution, which took over place for around like 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days. It was a remarkable achievement that was led by the efforts of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. What is truly remarkable about our constitution is its inclusivity. I mean, just think of writing a rule book that ensures protecting rights and liberties of all the diverse group of people that are living in our country. At the same time, defining powers and duties of the acting bodies. Such a brilliant piece of work, right? Similarly, we have Toastmaster, whose creation has helped millions of people across the globe to level up their public speaking game and has given up this beautiful framework where we all come together as a community, make mistakes, learn, and help each other. So, without any ado, we'll start with our today's Toastmaster session. We have a beautiful session lined up for today, and I'll quickly give an overview of what's going to happen today. So, starting off with prepared speeches, wherein our speaker Vishal Khanvilkar, who is going to deliver his speech. Post that, we have our table topic segment, which our very own Toastmaster Brijesh, who's going to host a few impromptu sessions. Followed by a third segment, which is the general evaluation round, where the evaluators will provide their constructive feedback. So now, friends, like just as the Constitution has defined certain roles and responsibilities for our government to act upon, similarly, Toastmasters has also defined certain roles and responsibility to run this meeting and make it a success. So to help me drive this call, I have my tag team. So I would like to call upon my timer for the day, Toastmaster Lalit, to share the timing guidelines. Toastmaster Lalit.
hello. Hi, Toastmaster Tanmay.
Hey, hi,
Am I
Lalit.
audible?
Yeah, you're audible and visible as well. So before you share your guidelines, I have a question for you, Lalit.
Okay.
Can you tell me about your memories of celebrating 26th of January as a kid?
Okay. So on 26th of January, I used to wake up with a big smile on my face and really excited and looking forward to it. I used to get ready. I used to go down at the place where we used to hoist the flag. We all friends, we all were kids, right? So we all friends used to stand at one place, and the elder person used to go there, hoist the flag, and we all used to sing Jana Gana Mana very enthusiastically. And once that is done, we used to run towards the person who used to distribute chocolates and snacks. So it was really good. And after that, we used to play sports. Like there was a sports day celebration in the society. So we used to play sports. And in the evening, there were speeches and dance competitions that were there. And after that, we used to get awards and followed by the dinner. So it was really good and good memory of that I have.
Sure. Thanks, Lalit. You can carry on with your timing guidelines and help our audience and guests understand.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Tanmay. Good morning, everyone. As timer, I will be helping the speaker to express their thoughts within the allotted time limits. My duty is to time prepared speeches table topic speeches, speech evaluation, and educational session during this meeting. To help me in performing my role, I have set of 3 color cards. I will share my screen and I will show the color cards. Just give me a second. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Lalit.
Yeah, thank you. So green card indicates the qualifying time for your speech. Then we have yellow card. Yellow card indicate uh, the 1 second. Uh, 1 second. There is some. So yeah, green card indicates the qualifying time for your speech. Yellow card indicates the target time for your speech, and red card indicates uh, the target time allotted to the final time that is allotted to your speech. So for the icebreaker speech, the total time allotted is 4 to 6 minutes. I'll show the green card at 4 minutes, yellow card at 5 minutes, and red card at 6 minutes. For prepared speeches, the allotted time is 5 to 7 minutes. I'll show the green card at 5 minutes, yellow card at 6 minutes, and red card at 7 minutes. Also, for prepared speeches, we have a grace time of 30 seconds either side of the time limit. I will be presenting my timing report on call upon by the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Tanmay.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Lalit, for sharing the timing guidelines. Moving ahead, I would like to call upon my R counter for the day, Toastmaster Deepak, to enumerate on his role and for the benefit of all the members and guests attending this session.
Yeah.
Deepak?
Yeah, any question for me?
Yeah, I have a question for you. So, what are your views on Republic Day and how do you celebrate it? Because see, it's not it's not like a festival like Diwali or Holi. So, how do you celebrate it?
Yeah, so my views on Republic Day is that when you live in a country or when you the country where a lot of people, more than 1 billion people live, so there we need some rules and regulation. So according to that, we definitely need some constitution which says that you have to do this, you don't have to do this. This is the limit, and this is not the limit. And on 26th January, as most of the people they celebrate, we hoist the flag, unfurl the flag, sorry, and we go with our kids to take out from home that and feel the spirit in them, that how we got the freedom, how many people have sacrificed their lives, like Nehru ji, Bhagat Singh ji, or Azad ji, that the freedom which we have got was not easy. There was a lot of blood involved, and that's why we are free in India. We can call ourselves free as a citizen after 200 years of slavery. So this is so important, I think, to celebrate these kind of festivals. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Deepak. Yeah, you can carry on.
So in my role, so feeling irritated, na?
Sorry.
What I did in last 10 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
but so thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, and my dear guests. My role as the R counter is to record unnecessary words which I have used in last 10 seconds, and they include like the crutch word and filler word like but, so, okay, and filler phrases such as and so, and extremely long pauses. The crutch words or filler words obstruct the smooth flow of speech and can be annoying to the listener, at the same time decreasing the value of the speech. Therefore, the R counter notes these words and phrases in order to help the speaker become aware of them and minimize the use of these words and phrases in future. I'll present the R counter report when called upon by the general evaluator at the end of the meeting. Thank you, Toastmaster Tanmay.
Thank you so much, Deepak, for briefing on your role. Next, we have our very own grammarian for the day and our presidents as well, grammarian Toastmaster Misha. So please brief us on your role today. And even I have a question for you, but you can carry on with your role briefing. I'll continue after that.
Are you sure we can start with your question though? It actually continues it. It is in flow with the theme of the meeting. So it's actually nice to actually answer your question first.
Okay, fine. Then I'll ask my question. So, do you have any my Des Rangila moment in your school? Because see, I come from an all-boys school, and I remember us guys only dressing up as girls and dancing on Vira Des Rangila. So, do you have any such pleasant moment of the 26th of January or Independence Day?
Absolutely. We have had actually every year we used to have those. We used to have drills. So the whole class or the whole section used to get together and have drills. We used to perform drills for the whole school. We used to practice for that. And obviously, Des Rangila was one of those songs. Apart from that, Rang De Basanti songs were there. So they were nice peppy songs too, which we used to dance for Republic Day as well as we have a few set of songs which are used for both 15th August and 26th January. So sometimes whatever you use on 15th August, you can reuse it on 26th of January. So a lot of students used to do that as well. But yes, the patriotism doesn't change. It remains the same. The excitement that comes with the feeling that you are an Indian remains the same. So yeah, this is what it is.
Sure, Misha, you can continue with your briefing.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanmay. And English is weird, but it can be understood through tough, thorough thought though. You saw what I did there. And this is what I have come to do here. The power of good grammar is that in an argument, if you are losing, start correcting grammar. And then either you have a new argument or you win the argument. Although the latter does not quite happen, but okay. Recently, there was a funny quote, which I would like to share with you all, which says, good grammar costs nothing, but bad grammar can cost you a lot more than money. And I couldn't agree more. Now that it is conspicuous how vital grammar is, let me go ahead and share about my role. I have not started yet, sorry. So happy morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. My name is Misha D'Souza and I will be the grammarian for today. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take any note of not so correct usage of English language as well as examples of good usage. As grammarian, it is also my responsibility and my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is elucidate, which means to make something clearer by explaining it. But the synonyms for this word are explain, clarify, illuminate. An example is a grammarian elucidates the use of proper grammar while speaking. Another example is Toastmaster Tanmay has beautifully elucidated the use of our constitution or the importance or vitality of our constitution in today's meeting. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. Whenever any speaker uses the word of the day in the right context, I would request the audience to snap their fingers twice as a mark of appreciation or use a silent thumbs up. I will mention the word of the day in the chat box for your reference and usage. I will give a word of the day report and grammatical usage report when called upon by the general evaluator at the end of the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Tanmay.
Thank you so much, Misha, for briefing about your role. Now we will commence with our first segment of this meeting, which is prepared speech. But before starting off with the speech, may I invite evaluator Toastmaster Shreyans to read out the objective of the speech that the speaker is going to deliver today.
Yes. So
Shreyans,
am
over
I
to you.
audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes. So my speaker, Vishal Khanvilkar, will be giving his 11-1 Project 2, his pathway speech. His pathway is Presentation Mastery, and the title of the speech is Evolution and Future of Automobile in India. The time of the speech will be 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Tanmay.
Timer, please note the timing guidelines and act accordingly. So please help me welcome with big round of applause our very own speaker, Toastmaster Vishal. Toastmaster Vishal, Evolution and Future of Automobile. Evolution and Future of Automobile, Toastmaster Vishal. Over to you.
Hey, thanks, Toastmaster Tanmay, for this warm welcome. Suppose if we had a today's meeting at a physical meeting today, so everyone would have come by some or other mode of transportation. Some would have come by bus, some would have come by electric car, would have come by by trains, or by car, or by rickshaw, or by motorcycles. So everyone would have used some or other mode of transportation. Ever imagine if this mode of transportation was not available or were not invented, what would have happened? Yes, the world would have come to a standstill. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, my dear friends, and everyone present here. My topic for today's speech is Evolution and Future of Automobile in India. So let us start this journey from the 19th century. Before 19th century, horse cart and bullock carts were the primary mode of transportation in India. Our parents or grandparents would definitely remember some of the famous movies around these around horse cart, like Victoria 23 or CID. Later, during the initial mid-90s, buses and car were introduced. These were used by very elite few people. Also, companies like Hindustan Motors, Premier, Padmini started manufacturing these cars along with foreign companies in India. But these were used by very few people. There was seemingly an unequal fight between the horse cart for their survival against these newly introduced buses. Many Indian movies also tried to depict this tug of war between this horse cart and the buses. One such movie was Naya Daur, starring Dilip Kumar and Vaijayanti Mala. But in like every good movie, the horse cart won the race against the buses in that movie, even though for a speck of time. But over a period of time, buses and cars had an upper hand as a mode of transportation. Later, after 1991 economic liberalization, many multinational companies came in India like Hyundai, Ford, Suzuki, and formed joint ventures with the Indian companies and started manufacturing the vehicles in India. This led to the growth in the number of vehicles in India. Also, the ever increasing population added to the growth of the vehicles. Because of these vehicles, the transportation was very fast. And this was one of the prominent reasons in the economic development of the country. Also, some of these vehicles, as we all know, that with all good comes some bad. So there were some disadvantage about these vehicles. As these vehicles were run on petrol and diesel, they caused pollution. As they were run on petrol and diesel, hence this being a scarce resource, and their prices kept on increasing. In order to avoid this problem, world started looking for a different alternate source fuel, that is electric vehicles. Yes, electric vehicles. Electric vehicles work on electric energy instead of petrol and fuel. And they work on rechargeable batteries. That could be electric batteries, solar panel operated batteries, and so on. There are many advantages to it. One, it does not emit smoke and hence doesn't cause any pollution. Second, the running cost of electric vehicles is 1/10 as compared to that of a petrol or diesel variant car. And it also helps in the conservation of petrol and diesel. Taking cue from the world, India also started its EV journey almost 5 years back. But are EVs a viable option in India? Currently, the price of EV is almost 40 to 50% higher as compared to the normal vehicle, as compared to a normal petrol vehicle. Also, the recharging infrastructure in India is in very nascent stage in many cities of the country. But government is taking many actions in order to improve these disadvantages. One being GST and road tax is reduced on the sale of these vehicles. Also, it has provided tax subsidies on the purchase of these vehicles. The recharging infrastructure has also been developing in India. Government is planning to invest almost a huge amount in this sector in the span of next 5 years. NHAI, that is National Highway Authority of India, is planning to install almost 700 to 800 stations in the span of next 1 to 2 years. Private companies like Bharat Petroleum, Indian Oil are also planning to start 10,000 each EV recharge station in a span of next 5 years. Thus, having all these good facilities, it would make a good chance for these electric vehicles. Government is also planning to reduce the cost of this electric vehicle and bring it at par with that of a petrol and diesel variant car. So having all these advantages and also the cost of the car being at par with the petrol vehicle, don't you think that electric vehicle will be a option, would be a viable option in future? Yes, I feel electric vehicle would definitely be a good option considered the petrol and diesel variant car. And this elucidates our topic and brings back that electric vehicles could be a definitely a future option for us for travel in India. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Tanmay.
Very nicely elucidated speech, Vishal. So, since you talked about economic and industrial liberalization, it happened in 1991, and it was done by our then finance minister, which was Dr. Manmohan Singh, which opened gates for many foreign investments, and the entire private industry was boosted. So I wanted to know your opinion on what Tata and Mahindra is doing since you had the speech which outlined the automobile sector of India. So I wanted to ask what Tata and Mahindra is doing in terms of design, what they are capable of, and how far they can go in terms of competing with big organizations like Ford or Tesla.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's a big bull in EV industry.
Yes, definitely. Considering Tesla being the biggest or the highest and the biggest contributor to the EV industry, but yeah, Tata Motors are definitely putting their place forth in this industry. And even with before the acquisition which they did for the Jaguar, and now also they are coming up with lot of good viable options, like even the Tata Nexon which they have introduced, that is also one of the viable option, and they are trying to bring it at a competitive level in the price. Even Mahindra is also striving hard in this EV space, and many of the like all these automotive. So currently it seems that this sector is going to go far ahead in the near future, maybe in a span of next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. And there are many new companies as well who have come up as startup, who has emerged as very good companies, and they've been supplying all these EV vehicles. Yeah. Thank you so much, Vishal.
Thank you.
So, do you guys wonder why we celebrate? I'm sorry. Am I audible, guys? Yeah. So, do you guys wonder why we celebrate Republic Day on 26th of January? Why not on some other day? I mean, it can be any other day, right? So I have a story to tell, and I'm going to take you to the past, to history. So it was December of 1929. The Indian National Congress held its annual session in Lahore. This session was significant because it marked the occasion of Indian National Congress celebrating its silver jubilee. So obviously, many prominent leaders and delegates across the countries were present there. This session was chaired by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and the agenda of meeting was pretty much simple: complete independence and Sampurna Swaraj from the British government. He gave a powerful and passionate speech calling for freedom and urging the people to unite their struggle against the British. Last week, so basically, in the last week, in the last week of December, they decided that next week in the month of January, we are going to pass this resolution of complete independence, and it's going to happen on the last Sunday of January. And apparently, last Sunday of January was 26th of January. So that's the time all the Indian National Congress leaders came together. They hoisted a flag and they adopted to this resolution, which was complete independence from the British government. But did we really got the independence from British? I have a different story for that as well. Not until 1945. So there were two gentlemen who were holding elections in Britain. So one of them was Clement Attlee, leader of Labour Party, which was an opposition party at that time. So they recognized the sentiment and made the issue of Indian independence as a key part of their election campaign. They promised that if elected, they would work to grant India independence as soon as possible. This resonated with many Indians as well as with British citizens who believed that in the principle of self-determination for all people. Now, Clement's Labour Party won the 1945 election as their commitment to Indian independence stood in contrast to the Conservation Party, which was led by Winston Churchill, who was of the opinion that India remain under the British rule. As promised by Clement and his government, worked to implement the promise of Indian independence by setting up a cabinet mission plan in 1946. The idea was simple: to help the Indian leaders to in the formation of government. After which, the Indian National Congress set up a committee. They performed the election, and they formed a committee to begin drafting country's new constitution. So there were basically around 389 members elected from various religions, ethnics, and linguistic groups from across the country. But after the unfortunate event of 1947, wherein we were parted away from Pakistan, only 299 members were left in the committee. And then they went on to complete the constitution, and it was adopted on 26th of November, 1949. But since it's like from last 1930, I forgot to tell you the fact that from 1930 to 1950, when Jawaharlal Nehru hosted the flag on 1930, we started celebrating 26 January as an official Independence Day. So until 1950, we were celebrating 26 January as our Independence Day. And we had another date, which was 26 November, when the constitution was drafted and adopted. So what the Indian National Congress decided that let's wait for 2 months. We'll stretch it up till January, and we'll do the official adoption of the constitution on 26th of January. That way, since people are already celebrating it from last 20 years, they'll be able to continue the celebration for a prolonged period. And we are in 2023, and we are still celebrating the event. So on 26th of January 1950, the Constituent Assembly of India, which was responsible for drafting the country's new constitution, officially adopted the Constitution of India. And Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who was our first president, he unfurled the national flag at the historic Red Fort in Delhi. So 26 January, we earlier celebrated as Independence Day, and then we are celebrating as Republic Day. It's quite remarkable, right, how history unfolds. The British government, who held control for India for over decades, sent a cabinet mission to guide us in the formation of government. Little did they know that the very people they sought to govern over would go on to create one of the longest and one of the most comprehensive constitution in the world. Let me tell you that our constitution in physical weighs around 13 kgs. Okay, so it's that long, and it's one of the longest constitution that exists till date. So yeah, on that note, we'll get back to our Toastmaster sessions, and our next segment is Table Topic Master, which my friend Toastmaster Brijesh is going to host. So I'll give the baton to him. Over to you, Toastmaster Brijesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Tanmay. I hope I am audible and visible. Okay. So, Toastmaster Tanmay, I would like to thank you for elucidating us about why we celebrate Republic Day on 26th of January. Now, my dear friends, we had a very fantastic speech from Toastmaster Vishal Khanvilkar. But think about it. In your real life, how many times would you have the luxury of giving a prepared speech? Very few, right? Majority of times you would be asked for your opinions in an impromptu way. And just giving you a couple of examples. You are in a meeting and your boss asks for your opinion. You are in some social gathering, in a wedding, or you are meeting with your friends, and you are asked to speak about a few sentences. How would you feel then? Nervous? A bit of fearful? And yes, that is what you should, because impromptu speaking is not easy. That is why at Toastmasters, we have a session called Table Topic Session. It helps you practice your impromptu speaking skills so that whenever in real life you come across such situations, you are able to tackle it in a fearless way. So we'll begin our next session of this Toastmasters meeting, which is the table topic session. Before we begin, I would like to invite Toastmaster Lalit to give us timing guidelines for this session. Over to you, Toastmaster Lalit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Brijesh. As a timer, I will be giving guidelines on table topic sessions. Each speaker is encouraged to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. I'll show the green card at the end of 1 minute. I'll show the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and I'll show red card at 2 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster Brijesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lalit. Just to add, we have a 30-second buffer, but only on the higher end for the table topic session. Yes, I would request Misha or Vishal, one of you, if you can give me screen share rights.
Yes, you have screen sharing rights.
Sure. Just give me a minute, guys.
So I would also encourage guests to participate in this. Right?
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Tanmay, for covering that. This is a session where everyone can participate. So irrespective, you are a Toastmaster, you are a visiting Toastmaster, or you are a guest. Yes. So anyone wants to start can have a raise of hand. I'm not seeing any hand currently. Yeah. Okay, we have visiting Toastmaster Tariq Sheikh. Sure, Toastmaster Tariq. So we have an option of numbers from 1 to 15. Any number you would like to choose?
I would choose number 7.
Okay, sure. So we have a text as well as a visual combo. Let's see what's there for you. Okay, just a minute. I hope the screen is visible clearly.
Yep.
So the topic for you is one of the greatest freedom is truly not caring what anyone else thinks of you. I repeat, one of the greatest freedom is truly not caring what anyone else thinks of you. Over to you, Toastmaster Tariq.
Thank you, Toastmaster Brijesh. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. The topic about one of the greatest freedom is truly not caring what anyone else thinks of you. I would like to elucidate on this particular topic pertaining to the Indian freedom fighters who fought so hard in order to achieve the freedom of our country. Let's take an example of Swami Vivekananda. So when he was not Swami Vivekananda, he was Narendra, and he was a teacher in a school at Kali Ghat in Kolkata. He was asked to leave teaching because the management of the school thought that he is not a great teacher. Now, we all know that he is a Vishwa Guru or Vishwa Shikshak right now. And when he went to Chicago for Vishwa Dharma Parishad, right, he never thought, or nobody has thought, what he would deliver as Mr. Narendra and keep the side of India as a religious guru. So with that, if he would have thought and he would have considered that if people are saying that he's not a good teacher or he's not a good educator, he would not have achieved this glory, and he has not been registered or recognized as Vishwa Guru from India. And he was the only person in the 3 days of Vishwa Dharma Parishad to mention my dear brothers and sisters of America. And nobody has even thought about it of the other speakers in that particular forum. So it is indeed that you should never consider the opinion of the people, right? But you need to think about yourself and you need to understand yourself first. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Videsh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tariq. You linked this quote to a very beautiful example and walked us through the journey of Swami Vivekananda. So next, anyone else who wants to give this session a try? Okay, so we have our guest, Malvik Motani. Thank you, Malvik.
Hi, hello everyone.
Yeah, so Malvik, a number of your choice.
2.
Number 2, okay. Yes, so Malvik, we have an image and you have to describe what's your thought on this.
Okay, hello everyone. First of all, thank you for giving me a chance to speak on the very first day.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting, Malik, but can the timer share his screen?
Yeah.
Hello, Lalit.
Yes.
Lalit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ritesh, can I share my screen?
Yes, you can. So we can, Mehak, if you can spotlight both the screens.
I'm not able to share my screen.
Let me see. So, Vishal, Mehak, will I have to stop sharing?
I believe only one person can share at one time. So, in my understanding, if guest Malvik has probably seen the image, I think he should be good with talking about it. So, yeah, you can
Yes,
stop sharing.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Sure, I'll stop sharing then.
Thank you. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yeah.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Malvik, you can continue. I'll resume.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Malik Montani. I'm a guest today for the Toastmasters. So about the picture that we just saw, it was a lady standing in a field with a cage in her hand with an open gate allowing birds to fly into the open air. So just to add on to what Mr. Tariq said in the previous thing, Mr. Sri Swami Vivekananda ji, he was the world guru, I would say, right? And he was a person who actually opened the gates for many Indians or many students to fly out into the open and actually go select on the branches, help everyone in the world, or like he guided them to be their true self, and allowing someone to, open their wings, go into the air, and like restricting them to perform into only just one focus, like asking them to focus on just one part. As you see, like when the cage is, like when the birds are in the cage, they are just restricted by not flapping their wings in the air. The minute you let them be out into the open, they can reach the skies or the highs that no one can ever estimate that. So that's my uh, description of what I took from the image, I would say. Thank you, Toastmaster Brajesh, for this.
Thank you, guest Malvik. I'll again share my screen. So we have Toastmaster Pragyan, who's raised his hand.
Hello.
Yeah, Toastmaster Pragyan.
Hello, Toastmaster Bridget.
Yes, Toastmaster Pragyan. So a number of your choice.
I would choose number 15.
Sorry, I wasn't able to hear that completely. Number?
Number 15.
15.
Okay.
Okay. So the topic for you is the doors will be open to those bold enough to knock. I repeat, the doors will be open to those bold enough to knock. Over to you, Toastmaster Pragyan.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Brijesh, and good afternoon, everyone. So the topic is given to me is that door will be open to those who are bold enough to knock. So it is rightly being said that only those who are bold enough to gather their courage and capture the opportunities are the one who eventually succeed. So as we see that our from our struggle for freedom, we have seen lots of freedom fighters who were leaders. They were actually bold enough to challenge what was the status quo and gather the courage and eventually spark the courage in other and uh, gather the masses to fight against the most powerful empire of the world, and that's how they eventually overthrew the British rule. So I think that unless and until you uh, 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 is, use the opportunities and fight the odds, then you will be eventually succeed in what is your quest. So yes, that's what I have to say about this topic. Over to you, Brijesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pragyan. Yes, next I see our presiding officer, Sudha ma'am, has raised her hand. Sudha ma'am, I have a special topic for you. So I'll take the liberty to not give you an option to select. I would want you to go with this topic. I am a confident and charismatic speaker. I repeat, I am a confident and charismatic speaker. Over to you, presiding officer Sudha ma'am. Hello.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and my table topics master who claims or wants me to talk about me being a confident and charismatic speaker. To be very honest, I don't think I have reached there at all. There's a long way to go till I actually reach there. This is the way I look at myself. But yes, the journey has begun. The journey seems a little bit more measurable. Like they say, it's a smart journey wherein I know specific, measurable, and actual realistic targets, and I know what to do to reach there. So that at least makes my journey 80% easier because I know what to do. But a charismatic speaker, I think, is a person who can connect to the audience. Because when you are right in the middle of a myriad of questions you have as to how you're going to be talking, what you're going to be talking, what is it that the audience wants, and all those jumbled up questions in your mind. The charismatic speaker is the person who can connect with each and every audience. And what is it that connects with the audience is real stuff, which comes from the heart. I think that's what really connects with the audience. You can cut paste from a TED speech, or you can take it out from Google. You can Google Scholars or whatever sources you use. It will not make that effect as much as you speak from your own experience. That is why I really sincerely believe that everyone here has a story to talk about. Don't try to look at other people's stories to see, oh, that's so much more inspirational than the way I thought it to be. No, everyone has a story to talk about. It is about how you feel so passionate about the story, and the way you probably take help of other people to present it and articulate it will make a confident and charismatic speaker. I will take it on to you, Brijesh. You have given me a very different topic. I wanted to talk on something which is to the theme, but yes, I enjoyed speaking here. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Presiding Officer Sudha. While this was not planned off, but since you raised your hand, I thought nothing better than this for you to speak on.
And I don't mind. I like such acid tests. Thank you.
And you definitely did justice to it. Yes. Next, we have guest Suyesh. So I'll just share my screen.
Hello.
Yeah, guess. Yeah, Suyesh, just hold on for a minute. I actually have a lot of spreadsheets open. Yeah, I'm sharing my screen. So Suyesh, a number of your choice.
I'll go with 10.
Okay, I will go with 10. Okay, we have an image with a text. If you're comfortable, we can go with this, or we can go for a different.
I think I understand what. I'm not too good with math, but I think it is something to do with like a little incremental effort results in a lot more output, right?
Sure. Yep. I'll stop sharing then. Lalit,
you are right, Suyas. You are very much right.
Right. So, okay, I don't know how to describe the math equation, but I get the idea of it. That even if you just make a 0.01% more effort, it will result in a lot higher output, which is raised from 1 to some 37.7. And I agree with it. So every step we take and on a day-to-day basis that goes out of our routine, that's a little extra, and going the extra mile, or not even the extra mile, just the small step that you take, it results in a lot of unintended consequences. And I think that these consequences wouldn't have occurred if you didn't take a small step towards doing something different, towards doing something new. So, for example, like I signed up for Toastmasters just for fun. I didn't have any plans to do this Sunday, and I was just looking for meetups and things to go to. And I think it has been a rewarding experience so far. And this is something unique. Like this is not. I don't know a lot of clubs where people go, and people who are not like, apart from workplace and apart from your family, there are very few avenues to meet new people and to get new experiences in life. So even a small step such as signing up for a new club, or signing up for a different class, or signing up for something that is out of our daily routine, that could have a lot more positive impact on our lives. And I think my time is up.
Sure. Thank you, Suresh. While you mentioned you are not good at math, you interpreted it perfectly. 0.01, which is basically 1% improvement on a daily basis, can take you miles and miles ahead. They may look small on a daily basis, but when you compound it over a larger time period, you improve a lot. And this is graphic image is based upon a book, one of my favorites, Atomic Habits. I think fellow Toastmasters would now feel that Brijesh always talks about Atomic Habits, but I feel that's a very good book, and everyone, if you haven't read it, you should go and grab it. It will make some changes in your behavior, and that will be helpful to you. Yes. Next we have Toastmaster Deepak. So Deepak, let me just share my screen.
Yes, Brijesh.
Yeah, I am sharing my screen. So yes, Deepak, a number of your choice.
Number of my 4.
Okay. Okay. So it's a quote from Bill Gates. Success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. I repeat, success is a lousy teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. Over to you, Toastmaster Deepak.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Brijesh. Lalit, timing, please. Yeah, so very beautiful topic you have given, Toastmaster Brijesh. Success is a lousy teacher, and I'll try to elucidate it with some example. Like when we feel that we are success, we don't give much attention to small steps. As you have previously showed the photo of 1% extra effort every day. So when we are in the process of trying, or where we are in the process of making, we just use our one step, and that one step turn into mile. So we in the process of making that effort, we learn so many things that we wouldn't have even thought of. But when we think that we are success, there is some kind of ego comes in mind, that I am the paramount and I have learned everything. But believe me, in life there are lot of things to learn, whether either EQ or IQ. So which the less used word nowadays is EQ. Earlier we were talking about the IQ, but very important word which must be used, or we must work upon, is the EQ. And when we balance upon EQ and IQ, that we can control our ego, and we can help us to become even more successful. Thank you, Toastmaster Rajesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. Very aptly put. There has been a lot of focus on the IQ, but very less focus on EQ. And talking about my personal experience, like IQ can get me a door in the company, or can help me open the company. I want to. It can help me open a startup. But after that, it's all about building relationships. Whether you are in a startup, whether you are doing your own business, or whether you are working for a company, how you talk to people, how you solve your disagreements, that takes you to a lot of places ahead than other people. And exactly why every one of us is over here. We are here to improve our public speaking and negotiation skills, which forms a small aspect of emotional quotient. Yeah. Next, I don't see any raise of hands. Do you want me to cherry pick and make you more uncomfortable?
Anybody from guests? I think Malvik has already done.
So we have had a couple of guests who take up. We have Rachel and Ayush. Like, if you guys want to go ahead and.
Toastmaster Misha has raised her hand.
Oh, sorry, Misha. Sure, we'll allow Misha. Just give me a minute. I'll share my screen. Yeah. So Toastmaster Misha, what is your lucky number?
9.
Okay. Yeah. So again, a quote: "The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice." I repeat: the capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice. Over to you, Toastmaster Misha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Brajesh, for this beautiful and thought-provoking table topic. To be very honest, the quote itself has said everything, and I will just try to elucidate it furthermore. Obviously, the capacity, we are just born with the capacity, but our willingness is going to take us forward, and it'll help us to acquire way beyond the capacity, what capacity we have. People, it's your choice. The choice you make and the willingness you have is actually what makes you what you are. Because people might have limited capacity, we all have limited capacity, but it's only when we are willing to make a choice to learn and to enhance our skills is what makes us different from other people. It is very evident from the quote itself. So I basically and personally don't feel that there is much to elucidate, but still, we and obviously taking other quotes as well, which you have used previously with the other guests. It's just the efforts, the choice, and the willingness, because it's a combination of all those three things which actually brings a different in not just you, but also in the people around you, in the environment in which you are. So this is what I personally feel. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Misha. As you perfectly put, the quote itself mentions everything, just three small lines, and they teach a lot to you, and you elucidated it perfectly. Yes, next, I think we don't have much time, but we can take a couple of more. So anyone wants to give it a try? Vishal, it's been long. We've heard you. Why don't you take up one?
Yeah, sure. I'll give it to me.
Yeah.
Bit rusty, but I'll definitely give it a try.
I just have one thing to say, Brijesh, if I may.
Yeah, sure.
Just wanted to let everyone know that we have a table topics contest, Kahani and IPL, which is going to be hosted by the division and the area. So the talk of the town is that whoever qualifies in a table topics marathon will be participating in the IPL. Now, we didn't have the chance to create a table topics contest for all of us. So please participate in this. And if you think you want to take yourself ahead, then we can have a contest and we can, do it in a formal way. That's what I wanted to say. So don't shy away from it. Please come forth and take your opportunity.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudha. Yes, Vishal, just give me a minute. I need to plug the charger.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Yes, Toastmaster Vishal.
Let me go with number 1.
Number 1. Okay. So let's see what's there in store for you. Okay. We have an image.
Okay.
You can take a look at it and then I'll stop sharing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Vishal can do everything possible.
Oh.
So Vishal, can I stop sharing? And
Yes, you can stop sharing, yes.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yes. Vishal, should I start the timer?
Yes, please do that. Thank you, Table Topic Master, for that wonderful image. Actually, I could only see there was this gap was there between the words I am impossible, impossible and I am possible. So actually, I would like to expand that gap a bit more, and I would like to place it here between my head So that is actually the bridge which actually can get you from saying that, I impossible to I am possible. It's all in the mind. It's actually a mind game. If in your mind, if you think something is impossible, it will always be impossible. And if you say that it is possible, it can become possible. Of course, that does take efforts, and it's up to you whether you really want to put in that effort or not. I just came across this book that I read sometime back, The Effective Executive by Peter Drucker. And it had this line, it kind of sends this message that the results that we get in life are never a function of the efforts that we put in. They're always a function of the demand that we place on ourselves. And that really shook me, because it's actually true that what you really put the self-expectation, that the expectation that you put on yourself, and to meet those expectations every time is actually what makes the impossible into the possible. So yeah, I mean, very, very interesting image, and thank you, Toastmaster Brijesh, for giving that to me. With that, I would like to pass it back to you, Toastmaster, table topic master.
Yep. Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. I would have never imagined someone would just take the gap between two mountains and figure out that, it's in your brain. So very beautifully put. And that's a book on my reading list, The Effective Executive. There are 2-3 Peter Drucker books lying in my wish list. So I'll definitely go and give it a read. Thank you. Yes, we have the last one. Guest Rahil. Guest Ayush, do you want to give it a try? No. Sorry, I misspelled it. Rachel and Ayush. Okay. And
I see it. Rachel has unmuted himself.
Okay.
If you're talking, we're not able to hear you, Yashis. Did he leave?
Yes, Rachel, we are able to see you, but not able to hear you yet. Maybe you may want to unplug your headphones.
Hello, now I'm audible?
Yes,
Yeah,
now you are audible.
Yeah, Rachel.
Yes, yeah. Can give me
Sure. Let me just share my screen once. Rachel, any number of your choice.
6.
Number 6. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, we have an image. You can take few seconds to take a look at it.
Yep.
And once you're done, yes, I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, it's fine to me.
Sure.
Can I start the timer, Rachel?
Yeah. So it's good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, all the Toastmasters and all the guests who've joined us today. Thanks for allowing me to speak. So what I've received at the number 6 is a picture which shows that consistency is the key to success. So apparently, if you see, every morning we get up, right? Like Steve Jobs said, like when I look into the mirror, I ask myself in the morning, what good will I do to myself today? Like what is the purpose of me staying? So he's one of those person, right, who would ask people or who will judge people on what they did. But apparently, we need to understand this as well at one point of time in life, that when we get up every day, right, when we are working on jobs or we are working on some kind of project, right, it gets repetitive in loop. Like in programming languages, when we speak, everything life runs in loop, right? You have a routine. You get up at 8, you do your brush, you get ready, and then you take your breakfast, you take your lunch, you go to work, you come back from work, you have your family time, you have a dinner. But you see, this is a very repetitive process, right? After a point of time, it gets boring. But that's what the key to success is. The key to success is not getting bored, taking some time out, but still being consistent. You cannot jump from one place to the other. We cannot just be like one day at one place and the other days at some other place, and then be not consistent about time, because consistency, right, brings up. It's like adding up blocks when you're building up a Lego building. It's like you add a block upon block. You cannot be like, I'll add a block today and add a block tomorrow and I'll get the results. It's every day you need to add block. Consistency is something which makes you deliver results. Thank you. That's what my time was.
Thank you, Rachel. Very aptly interpreted. Consistency is the key to success, and every small effort put in consistently, helps you reach places. With that, we'll close the table topic session. I'll hand it over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Tanmay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster British, for hosting such a wonderful and such a creative table topic session. Moving ahead, we have our youngest member evaluating Vishal today. So I would like to call upon evaluator Shreyas to provide his feedback on Vishal's speech.
Yes. So am I audible?
Yes, you're audible and visible as well.
Can I have the timer, please?
Yeah.
Yes, so it's perfect. So, yes, Toastmaster Vishal, firstly, thank you for selecting such a relatable and vivid topic. I guess all of us have some relation with the word automobile, car. It is important it's very essential in each and every one of our life. But there are things that really stood out for me. Talking about the organization of the speech. I like how clearly you outlined the main points of your speech in the introduction. And the structure was also perfect. First, he talked about the problem statement, and after that, he also mentioned the solution to the problem statement, and also explained further the disadvantages of the same. So the structure was very perfect. I also love Toastmaster Vishal's voice. It was friendly and welcoming. It drew you in. His eye contact was also great. Looking at the lens, making friends with the audience on the other side. Voice modulation was also on the point. His research on the topic was very thorough, and I appreciate the statistics and the data that you included to support your arguments. By giving the details of some, you also made them reference of some movies and some also mentioned some important day. He elucidated topic very well. Now, moving on to the interest. His speech was very intriguing. My eyes were glued to your Zoom and were waiting for the answer that what will happen next. He had now each and every good speech can be made better, and every better speech can be made best. So I have two suggestions for your speech. Firstly, the speech was missing the gesture. I saw that you were making some gestures, but we cannot see it at your frame level. I guess your camera was a bit up, so we were not able to see what gestures you were moving. So there's a recommendation to stay away from the camera so we can easily see your hand gestures, or you can stand up and give speech. Next, by asking questions. I guess by asking question, it is the technique to make your audience involved and take engagement, and it also takes the engagement level to the next step. But overall, you did a great job, and your speech was very well organized, very well structured, and you used effective strategies to keep your audience engaged. Keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your constructive feedback, Shreyans. And since like every one of us know that how much Shreyans admire Elon Musk, and how much of a big fan he is of Elon Musk, and how much of a space enthusiast he is. So I want to share a small fact that our Indian flag was unfurled in the space as well on the 76th Independence Day, which was done by, I think so, some space kit Indian organization. And they had sent a balloon and an Indian flag to space 30 kilometers above the surface. So yeah, that's an interesting fact. And I wanted to share it with you.
Yeah, and also that when Rakesh Sharma told Indira Gandhi that सारे जहाँ से अच्छा हिंदू सिता हमारा, that word, it also hit me. I still feel goosebumps when I heard that.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you so much. Mehak, can we have the polls for hello?
Mehak, you are
Audible,
mute,
guys?
I guess.
You're on mute.
Hello.
Yeah, now it's perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Can we have polls for table topics? Because
Yes.
I think
Sure.
for speech we have only one speaker, so
Just a minute. Huh?
yeah. By the time she
Table
launches poll, I
topics.
want to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm launching it right now.
Okay. I would request everyone to vote for the best table topic speaker. It can be anyone of your choice.
I'll wait for a few more seconds. Thank you, everyone. Yes. Over to you, dear Modi.
Yes, thank you. Sorry, I forgot to ask for the timing reports. So I think Toastmaster Lalit, everyone has participated, right?
Yes, Toastmaster Tanmay. Everyone is qualified.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much. Okay, then. Okay, so we can move to the general evaluation round, and I would like to welcome our Toastmaster Vishal to provide his feedback on today's session.
Sure. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Tanmay. So I believe we already done with the speech evaluations. So we can move forward with the report from the tag team. So before we do that, I would just give like I think the timing report. Let's just have the timer report for the prepared speech as well as the speech evaluation, so that at least they know that how much time they took. If Toastmaster Lalit can provide the timer report.
Yes, I'll just share my screen. So for the prepared speech, Toastmaster Vishal took 6 minutes 13 seconds. For table topic speeches, Toastmaster Tariq took 2 minutes 2 seconds. Guest Malvik took 1 minute 30 seconds. Toastmaster Pragyansh took 1 minute 22 seconds. Toastmaster Sudha ma'am took 2 minutes 21 seconds. Guest Suyansh took 1 minute 45 seconds. Toastmaster Deepak took 1 minute 34 seconds. Toastmaster Misha took 1 minute 29 seconds. Toastmaster Vishal took 1 minute 40 seconds. And guest Rochelle took 2 minutes 1 second. For the evaluator, Toastmaster Shreyansh took 2 minutes 24 seconds. Over to you, Toastmaster Vishal.
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Lalit, for the timer report. Next, we'll move on to our R counter and Toastmaster Deepak. If you can share the R counter report, please.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. I'm sharing my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is the our counter report. Toastmaster Mehak is flawless. He has not done any mistake. And Sudha ma'am has used 2 crutch words. Vishal Mehta has used 2 crutch words, 3 filler words, and 4 filler phrases. Tanmay was since the T mod, so he has used crutch words more than 5 times, filler words more than 5 times, filler phrases more than 5 times, He has used two words 2 times, long pauses 1 time, and small pauses 3 times. Misa has used crutch words for 3 times. Vishal K has used crutch words more than 5 times. He has repeated the words 1 time, and he has used 1 small pause. Toastmaster Tariq, he has used only 2 filler phrases. Guest Malvik M has used crutch word for 1 time, filler word for 3 times. Toastmaster Pragyan has used crutch words for more than 5 times and filler word for 1 time. Suyas has used crutch word 1 time and filler phrases 1 time. I have also tried to evaluate myself, so I think I have used crutch word 2 times. I have repeated word 1 time, and I have used 1 small pause. Okay. So in the table topic speech, Misa has used crutch word for 1 time. Brajesh has used crutch words for more than 5 times, filler phrases 1 time, and repeat word for 3 times. Toastmaster Shreyans has used filler word for 1 time, and he has used small pause 2 times. Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak, for the detailed counter report. Now we move on to our grammarian, Toastmaster Misha. If you can share the grammarian report, please.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishal. Good afternoon, everyone. After listening to such amazing speeches, being a grammarian is a responsibility as it has always helped me learn new things and enhance my knowledge and listening skills. It is always fun to be a part of the meeting to see such beautiful speeches, beautiful faces, and your amazing speeches, which are filled with knowledge and philosophy. And speeches, I meant not just prepared speeches, but also table topic speeches. To begin with, I would like to appreciate the efforts taken by Tanmay, Brajesh, Tariq, Deepak, and Shreyans, who used the word of the day. There was some good usage of vocabulary such as words elite, nascent, charismatic, immeasurable, myriad, articulate, avenues, intriguing, and gestures. Now, moving on, I would like to elucidate the not so correct usage of grammar. Though there aren't many, but I would just like to mention some preferable phrases which would sound better grammatically. So, it's what good will I do for myself instead of to myself. It's in a different context. Sometimes the context changes, but I'm elucidating the context in which today people have spoken. You have your food and you don't take your food. So you have your breakfast, you have your lunch, you have any meal. You do not take it, you have it. And it is on point and not on the point. Whatever you said is on point and not on the point. So if you want to address somebody that they have spoken properly, then it's like you have spoken on point. Okay, you create engagements with your speeches and not make engagements. And if you're talking about somebody, it's in the second person, or then you say admires. So Vishal admires, and if I'm talking about myself, then I admire. So she admires that particular thing, or if she admires that person, and I will say I admire that particular thing or person. Apart from that, everything was flawless. And I really enjoyed myself because people have spoken beautifully. I got to know a lot about the Indian Constitution because of all the efforts Tanmay took to elucidate the Constitution, its history, and its vitality. So thank you so much, Tanmay, and everybody else for making this meeting a huge success and for making my role easier because I don't have to do much. I just have to listen and enjoy. So thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator Vishal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Misha, for those grammarian report. So now I will give an overview of a general evaluation of the overall meeting as to what went well, what we can do better going forward, and how we can improve the quality of our club meetings. So we'll start off with our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Mehek. So I understand that Toastmaster Mehek is probably doing the Sergeant at Arms role for the very first time, because I don't really recall seeing her do this. However, she did the role beautifully. She did mention the Toastmasters mission, which is one of the key things that the SA normally addresses. And after that, she also went ahead and mentioned the guidelines of our meetings in a very detailed way. So job well done, Toastmaster Mehek. And also you went ahead and very nicely welcomed our presiding officer. Next, we have our presiding officer, Toastmaster Sudha. She also started off with a wonderful message for the club, and she also introduced the guests in a very warm way, making them very comfortable. She created a very positive and welcoming environment in the meeting as well. Toastmaster Sudha played the presiding officer role perfectly. Next was our very own Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Tanmay. So the theme of today's meeting was around the Republic Day, which was in the last week. So it was a great selection by Toastmaster Tanmay. I really liked how he started off with the virtual flag hosting and the national anthem as well. I understand it was first of a kind, at least that I've seen ever since I've joined Mumbai Toastmasters, or the meetings that I have attended so far. He also made it quite interactive by asking everyone certain questions on how they celebrated their Republic Day in the past and as in their childhood. So that was pretty nice. He also highlighted a lot of facts that we probably did not know about our Republic Day, so which was quite educational as well. Just one thing I would like to mention is that the video link that was shared could have been more impactful if it was with the audio. I know we all sang the national anthem as well. However, in Zoom, there's an option, there's a small checkbox in the bottom left corner to have the sound selected as well. Probably that was maybe missed out. So maybe doing like a rehearsal in the 10-15 minutes before the meeting start would have taken care of that issue. Overall, it was a beautifully executed theme, and it had a really good flow, and it was also quite engaging as well. So great job, Toastmaster Tanmay, selecting this theme and executing this role pretty well. Then we had our timer, Toastmaster Lalit. I understand he's taken this role for the very first time as well. He displayed the 3 color cards, and he mentioned the guidelines of his timer role extremely well. It was very well detailed and well executed, and job well done, Toastmaster Lalit. So kudos for that. Next, we had our counter, Toastmaster Deepak. First, I would like to thank you for taking up this role at the very last minute. I feel it was executed really well. Your report was pretty detailed, and you captured all the R's and the arms during the meeting pretty well. So pretty good job with that as well, Toastmaster Deepak. Next, we had our grammarian, I should say our very veteran grammarian, Toastmaster Misha, who's been so good at playing the grammarian role. She explained the guidelines of her role wonderfully, and the word of the day elucidated, even though it was a bit of a tongue twister for me, but I understand it was used quite well during the entire meeting by quite a few speakers as well. And during her guidelines, she covered it in pretty well, and covered all the aspects of it. And I would like to actually steal the word of the day that our grammarian, the Toastmaster Misha, elucidated the use of proper grammar from meetings today perfectly well. So thank you, Toastmaster Misha, for that. Then we had our prepared speaker, Toastmaster Vishal Khanvilkar. His speech was, I found it very informational, and he did explain the pros and cons in his speech in a very detailed manner. And I understand it was evaluated very fairly by Toastmaster Shreyans as well. Just one thing I was not able to find was the objective of the speech. I think it was probably missing. So maybe if anyone giving a speech in the future, if they can just highlight the objective of the speech, it would make the evaluation a lot more impactful. And then our evaluator, Toastmaster Shreyans, gave a very comprehensive evaluation for Toastmaster Vishal. I think he had very good observations, and the feedback was given very aptly to Toastmaster Vishal. So good job there, Toastmaster Shreyans, with the evaluation as well. After that, we had our table topic session wherein Toastmaster Brijesh, he came up with some really good table topics this time as well. And it had wonderful participation, including pretty much all the guests, if I'm not wrong. I also liked how Toastmaster Brijesh went ahead and gave a bit of his inputs after each and every topic. I feel it would be a good practice to have this in the contest form wherein they mention Toastmaster name, the topic, and the Toastmaster name. Let's try to maintain that as much as possible so that it really gives that feel of the contest thing as well. And also, let's make sure we have the timer screen on. I think earlier we sort of having a bit of issue with the screen sharing. However, I think it was taken care of later on, so that was pretty good. Overall, very nice and creative topics and table topic session conducted very well, Toastmaster Brijesh. So kudos to you for that. Now, I would like to highlight a few general feedback that I observed during this entire meeting. We started off the meeting about 3 minutes late. So let's ensure that going forward, we start on time to kind of make sure we join at least 5 to 10 minutes before. If any role players, it's a best practice to join 10 minutes before, so that if they want to do any testing, they can do it prior to the start of the meeting as well. And I would like to mention a special kudos to our Toastmaster Sudha and to Toastmaster of the day Tanmay for carrying out despite of having a bad throat. So really salute to you for carrying on despite having a bit of a health concern. And I think already mentioned regarding the speech objective for Vishal. So going forward, let's make sure that our evaluators get the speech objectives in advance, so they can give you the evaluation exactly based on what the objectives of your speech are. And also another thing I would like to mention is let's make sure we have the naming convention as per the guidelines. Whoever's taking up the role, they should have their prefix before their names, as already mentioned in the Sergeant at Arms guidelines, but doesn't look like many people are actually following that. So let's make that a practice. Also, one of the things I saw was not a lot of members had their videos on. So if we can have the videos on, I think it would really add a very good meeting experience. It would really make, we can see each and everyone's facial reactions as well. That would be pretty good. And just one last bit of thing that from my side, I believe Toastmaster Tanmay started the speech evaluation. It's usually done by the general evaluator as per the meeting guidelines. However, completely okay. I do understand that you're doing the Toastmaster of the day role for the very first time. But overall, a great meeting and look forward to the future meetings as well. And with that, I would like to pass it on to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Tanmay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vishal, for your valuable feedback. So I think it's 12:57 and we can conclude on call. But before that, I would like to highlight one thing. Since our guests are also here, we are all here to learn. Learn and improve our communication skill. But more than that, I think listening skills are also important. I think many of our husbands from our club would could relate to it when they don't listen to their wives. So I just wanted to have a small test sort of a thing, and I want to take you back to all the school days wherein your history teacher would come and ask you questions and all those dates and all of that stuff happening. So I have a quick question and answer round. I have nothing to give other than a cup syrup. That too, I can't send it virtually. So we'll just have a short, simple question around sort of a thing. Okay. So my first question, anyone can answer. Okay. You just have to unmute or you can raise your hand and you can just start answering. So my first question would be, when did we receive, when did we have had a complete independence from foreign invaders? Like, what was the year? It was definitely not 1947.
1961.
Yeah, absolutely correct. It was Goa who got independence from the Portugal invaders. Second question I have is, I did mention how much our physical constitution weighs. So if someone can tell me how much it weighs.
13 kgs.
13 kgs. Yes, you're right. Okay. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru had this meeting with the Indian National Congress in the year 1929. What was the month?
November.
December.
September.
Yes, December. Yeah,
December,
and it was in
yeah.
December that they decide that we'll just adopt to complete independence resolution in the last week of January, which happened to be 26th January. Next question would be, just give me a minute. Yeah, who was elected in the Britain 1945 election who actually helped us in the process of independence?
Mountbatten.
Lord Mountbatten.
Lord
Lord
Mountbatten.
Mountbatten, yeah.
No.
Winston Churchill?
Mountbatten was no.
Nah. Liberal Party. What is name?
You'll have to repeat the question, Tanmay. We didn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. I'll repeat that. Who was the who was the Prime Minister of Britain who helped us in the process of independence? He had won the election in 1945.
Clement Attlee.
Yes, correct. Who was that? I think so. Suyash?
No.
Yes.
Okay, Shreyas.
Both.
Okay, both of you guys.
No, it was not me.
It was Suyash, not
Yeah.
Shreyas.
Actually, I heard Shreyas, so I told it was not me.
Okay, fine. Okay, and I also want to know, like, how much time did the Constituent Assembly took to draft our constitution?
3 years, I
You
guess.
2 years. 2 years.
2 years. There was a figure as well for months and days. 2 years dash months and this many days.
2 years, 2 months.
No.
9 months.
2 years, 11 months, and
11
19 days.
Who was it? Who was this?
Pragyansh.
Pragyansh, yeah. The correct answer is 2 years, 11 months, and 12 days.
Okay.
And when they formed the assembly, the Constituent Assembly, and there were 389 members. Post partition, there were only 299 members, and until when the Constitution was adopted on 26th of January 1950, only 284 members were alive. So we have signatures of all those 284 members on our Constitution. So yeah, that was pretty much my take. I had many things planned out, but since last night I got this, I started having scratchy throat, and this morning I woke up to cough, and I wasn't able to breathe. So I wasn't able to conduct this session as I had planned. But anyways, it was wonderful hosting you all, and I would like to conclude this session, and I like handing it over to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Sudama.
Well, let's all put our hands together to congratulate Toastmaster Tanmay for such a informative, energetic, and very what do you say, timing oriented session, because it's just 1:03 and he's managed to conclude the meeting, which I think is a wonderful job, Tanmay. You made it quite interesting, and every show requires a lot of preparation. And I personally think that the the taste of the pudding is in eating it. And today we are enjoying a wonderful session only because the Toastmaster of the day, in spite of having issues, has not gone back and saying, put his hands up and said, look, I can't do it, which also can happen if we are not keeping too well. But he went ahead and still mustered the courage to host the session and not have us helter-skelter to get another TMOD. We would have missed this session. So I really, really want to congratulate you, Tanmay, for a wonderful job. And I think this is a very informative one. I learned a lot of things from your session. I mean, the weight, the time taken, and the 26th January, why was it not any other day, and why it had a precedence. So many things I learned out of it. Thank you so much, Tanmay. So with that, I think I'll have to just do a quick round. I think there are two polls to be done, right?
Yes,
Which is
yes,
the
yes, yes.
tag roll as well as best of victory. So can you please do that in the background? And I will just go around with the guests and get their feedback here. Thank you. So I would like to start with, there's somebody called Guest. Can I know your name?
Yes, myself made one.
We can't hear you. Hello?
Actually, I'm not clearly audible. That myself made doing it.
Okay, we'll come back to you. Just name your window. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so now we go to Toastmaster Tariq. Would like to hear some feedback from you on the meeting, please.
Absolutely. Thank you, Toastmaster Sudha. So basically, I don't have much to say. The meeting went very smooth. I would also appreciate the way that we are calling out the guest and requesting them to introduce themselves so that they can be part of the meeting and they don't feel left out. And it's nothing odd for them as well. The table topics were excellent. Related to the theme, and people were innovative as well in order to speak for 2 minutes. So I think the meeting went absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tariq. I think it'll be nice if we can also have or organize some joint meetings with your club sometime. If it's possible, maybe we should try and initiate that. Now that you've come here, maybe you can pass on the word to the VP Ed.
Sure.
And Vishal is also here, and Dhirendra is our new VP Ed. So we can do something together. Thank you so much, Tariq. Now I would like to ask Malvik feedback on the meeting, please.
Hello, ma'am. Yeah, it was a really great one. Also, TMOD Tanmay, like I connected with him first and he was texting me all the way during the improv session. He's like, go for it, you can absolutely do it. So that was something really supportive and showed me that it's a great thing. Like, yeah. So that was really great experience for me as a first day, and you can count on me as a regular member. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much, Malvik. Yeah, we need enthusiastic members, people who want to participate and show the difference. And in life also, if you're going to be sitting at the edge and you're doubting whether you want to go in, want to go out. So those tendencies will all be broken off, literally, when you start coming to Toastmasters. Let me tell you, because we push and nudge everyone to participate in our club. We don't leave any person in the meeting without speaking. We try our best to make sure that they're given an opportunity. So you grabbed it very well. Thank you, Malvik. And looking forward to your joining us and also participating in various other roles. Thank you. Now we come to our guest Ayush.
Yeah.
Hi,
Thank you.
Ayush.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me a chance. I did not participate for that. I'm sorry for that.
No worries.
Then the next time I would definitely participate for it. It was a good exposure for me. Can say that much. Thank you.
Yeah, but don't
Yeah.
sit back, okay?
Yeah.
When you
And
give an opportunity, a call down, just go ahead and do it. And
yeah.
believe me, all of us have stuttered. All of
Okay.
us have been stammering in front of the stage,
Hmm.
had cold feet, shivering, stopped the speech in between. We all have gone through similar experiences. So there's nobody who's going to be amused by anything what happens. So we are all here, done it, been there. So you also grab it and we'll also be there to support you. Thank you, Ayush.
Thank you, ma'am.
Rochelle, would you like to say something?
Nothing much, just a good session. I would say it's a very informative session for me as well. I enjoyed a good time here, and thank you for the
Good.
session.
Rochelle, if you ever think of joining the club, I think I will give you the responsibility for conducting a debate session. I think you'll be very good at it after your
Maybe
experience with
yes.
MUN. Great. Thank you. And Suyash, would you like to say something?
Yeah, not much. I don't want to add a lot more, but I just want to give a special shout out to Tanmay, who's been like extremely responsive and constantly following up. And like whenever I text him, I almost immediately get a response. So
Brilliant.
thank you for just being so responsive and supportive.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Tanmay. One more feather in the cap to you. Yeah, very responsive. Great. Thank you. That's what VP membership is supposed to be, and that's an additional qualification for him. Thank you, Suyash. Looking forward to seeing you as well in further club meetings. Mihir, would you like to say something, or you are still in a noisy place?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, much better, Mihir. Yes. You joined in between, I think.
Yes, yes. Actually, I was traveling, and that's
Okay.
why. But at the end, when I was joined, that was where Tanmay was asking questions. Some
Okay.
at the ending part, I got actually I can't speak properly, but in Hindi I can say कि मतलब बहुत ही अच्छा लगा मुझे कि मतलब बहुत कुछ जानने भी मिला एंड में भी तो नेक्स्ट टाइम आई ट्राई टू मतलब connect with you all from start.
Sure. No worries. It's okay. You can speak Hindi, but we try to encourage people to get comfortable with English speaking as well when you
Yes,
come
yes.
into work,
Yeah, that's why
doing the speeches and all. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mihir.
thank
With
you so
that,
much.
I would like to do a shout out to few people in today's meeting. Definitely, Vishal, congratulations. You have moved from the icebreaker into the PS1 speech. So congratulations to you on that. Don't disappear. I think keep up the momentum, a very informative speech. I really like the way you collected so much facts and figures and you tried to present a lot of information for all of us. Well researched topic. So keep it up. Those are your strengths. So try to bring that up in your various other speeches as well and reach out to any one of us for your drafting of speeches. Another person whom I would like to give a shout out is Lalit. I haven't seen Lalit in too many meetings, but I think he did his role beautifully today. I mean, very diligent, a man of few words, but did his job thoroughly well. So congratulations to you on that. The other person or other reference I was thinking about is I always refer to Mehak as the youngest Toastmaster in our club, but I did hear that Shreyans is the youngest. So I don't know who's acing this race, but I leave it to the secret of age and respect your privacy on that. Keep it going. It's wonderful enthusiasm from all of you. And if we have the polls results ready, can we close that as well? Is it Mehak?
Yes, I understand she's having some audio issue.
No.
but She's going
Yeah,
to
her
log.
mic is not working. So I think so. Yeah, we can get started with the
Okay,
award
no
ceremony.
worries. Okay, Mehak, we will go with dumb charades here. So it's congratulations to all the winners. Yeah, that's the video that she has got ready for us. The best prepared speaker is Vishal, of course. Congratulations, Vishal. Though you were the only speaker, it was a good quality speech. I really appreciate it. Speech evaluator, yes, Shreyans. Yes, the next one is table topics. VTM Tariq. Congratulations, Tariq. You come for a meeting and you've already grabbed an award. Congratulations. Yeah. And the next one is, okay, thank
The
you.
multiple, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. You put me on a hot spot, definitely, but somehow Deepak also. Okay, great. Great. So we have three people for best table topics, is it? Excellent, excellent. Rashil also. Wow. So we have a combination of visiting Toastmasters, we have a guest and two members. Excellent. Do we have more, by the way? Mehak is not going to be talking. Tag role player. No surprises on that. Congratulations, Misha. You always do a wonderful job with your role, always. And best of big three. No guesses on that. No surprises on that. Tanmay, congratulations. Yes, congrats. Congrats, Mehak. Thank you so much, Mehak, for that effort and the quick video on that. So with that, I would like to call a close on the meeting just with few announcements. Misha, do you want to make any announcements on anything so that everybody is appraised on it now that you're the president and you have to inform the members on events or updated projects that we want to take up?
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for joining in. I would like to make three announcements. To begin with, I would like to urge all the XCOM members to be a part of the TLTP. I have already mentioned it in the WhatsApp group. I will be getting in touch with you personally as well to discuss about TLTP. But this is just an announcement. Secondly, this is for all the members of our club. We are having one IPL, that is impromptu league. It's the table topic league, which we will be having. And second is Kahani. We are not sure about the IPL because there are certain guidelines as to which we are not eligible because of those guidelines. So we will decide about that and we may or may not be able to have the IPL. But Kahani is a English storytelling session. And I will be posting about the whole thing in the group. So I urge all of you to please read about those guidelines. And if you have any doubt regarding those guidelines, you can ask us. You can ask me, Sudha ma'am, Vishal, or Tanmay, Mehak, anybody from the XCOM. It is a storytelling session and it is for all the members. Just hold on.
So, Misha, I think you may need to say how it's conducted. Like, do you get a topic on impromptu?
Yes, ma'am.
Or
Exactly.
you're supposed to prepare and come with a topic?
Yes, ma'am. I have it here with me. So, actually, it is randomly assigned to people. The topics are randomly assigned to people across 8 groups, and then they have to prepare it because you cannot prepare it initially. So, two people from each group will be proceeding further. But before that, 8 people will have a topic for which they have to prepare and speak. It will be English, so you can speak in English and Hindi as well. So it will be a comfortable zone for everybody, and I urge more of you to participate. The more you participate, the more exposure you will get, and it will even help us attain points for our club. And the person who wins will be a representative for our club in the session, because this is just a qualifying session, and then winners from each club will be taken to another level where you have to compete with people from another clubs, and then it is a hierarchy which keeps going ahead. So this is one thing which we need to keep in touch and keep in mind. Sorry. And if we want, not just for our growth, but for the growth of our club, it is imperative that we take part in the session. It is a good experience for all of us, because that way we'll get to speak. And obviously, because there are groups and you will be given time, so you can actually take time and bring out your creative juices and like let your creative juices flow and prepare for that. So the finals will be in the in the month of May, but we have to get this session done before the last week of February. So it may be in the second or the third week of February that we will be having Kahani. Third thing, which is most important, is we have decided that we will be having one hybrid meeting that is mostly physical with virtual as well, once a month, and it is mandatory. Right now we are having hybrid, but slowly we'll be switching to completely physical meetings. But for your comfort, which although I think it is not that difficult for you to come for at least one physical meeting in a month, I would really request all of you to come for one physical meeting. That way you will get the actual experience of a Toastmasters meeting. This was a COVID club, and because of that we started online or virtual space, started Toastmasters meeting in the virtual space. But it is imperative that we actually experience and understand how physical Toastmaster meetings takes place. But since a lot of people are scattered here and there, initially we are more about having people to come and join us and experience Toastmasters. So you can join in a hybrid mode. But if you're nearby, you can come and join us physically as well. We might be having the Kahani contest in the physical meeting itself. So it will be a new experience for us, and we will be having the area director visit us as well. So we will confirm the dates as to when. We are more keen about having the area director visit us in the physical meeting, because that way we will get to meet the area director as well as we'll get to have a get together for all of us, which is imperative. And two more things is please keep reading the messages in the group, respond, and please take the polls. You taking polls is helping us make a decision for the members of the meeting, for all the meetings, because it is unless you take the polls, give your inputs, we cannot make any decision. Every meeting is a joint effort. I keep telling this because we cannot take decisions on our own. We have to make sure that everybody is included, because it's not just for our benefit, but your benefit as well. You have paid for it, so you should take the advantage. You should learn, you should explore. We are here to help you. You already know we have a mentor. Vishal and Dhirendra will be giving out the new mentor-mentee chart. They will be laying it in the group. That way you will know your mentor. You can reach out to them and you can ask them. They will have your back. They will help you with anything that is required for you to give a speech. Even if you have anything else regarding the Toastmasters, you can just reach out to them. Apart from that, we are always there. All of us are there. Please follow Mumbai speakers on Instagram for more details and updates, because we will be updating everywhere. But most of the people are very active on Instagram, so it's good for you. That way you can get updates on Instagram and Facebook as well, and WhatsApp groups. But the first and most important thing is, please respond to WhatsApp messages. We post in the group for you to understand it, and please take the polls. For the decisions, for us to make the decisions, we need your polls, we need your inputs. So these two things which I have already told you, we'll finalize the dates once the polls are in and we get all the inputs. And if you have any other doubt, you can tell us. I will again be posting the guidelines of the speech contest, Kahani, in the group, and then you can reach out to us for that as well. Apart from that, if you have any other doubt, you can ask me now. Or we have Tanmay and Sudha ma'am and Vishal and Brajesh, Mehek, anybody. If you're comfortable with any one of them, you can reach out to them as well. Does anyone have any other question? Okay.
I think
I think
guests
they.
can. Okay, yes, carry on.
No, please. You wanted to say something, Tanmay?
No. I was saying that if any of the guests have any question that they want addressed, you can ask it
Yeah.
now only, or else you can connect with me personally after the call as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Sudha ma'am, Misha to address
yeah.
your questions. Yeah.
Yes, of course. If you have any questions, you can ask now. Otherwise, Tanmay can definitely answer all the questions required.
Sorry, one thing I missed. We wanted to have the IPL, but because of the time crunch and because of the eligibility criteria, as the director had told us, we might not be able to have. So based on the rules, we will be sending the entry from the previous IPL winner, who will be Sudha ma'am. So we will be giving out her name because she has, and she will be our representative in the other when they will be competing with the other clubs. But just in case you are interested, just let us know.
Yes, of course. I mean, it's last time we didn't have an IPL. We had a table topics.
Yes.
And I was the winner of the table topics. But I'm leaving the floor open to people who want to go for it. Then please go ahead for it. I mean, I'm ready to give the opportunity to others, as long as you will become the winner and you'll get the club the laurels of winning that contest. So I mean, everything is obviously about giving the club the award, right? So if anybody thinks that they want to go ahead and do it, please let me know. I will put your name forth for it. Yeah. So with that, thank you so much, Misha, for a good informative conclusion on the events which are going to happen. I appreciate all the guests being there from the start till the end. I really appreciate people. Tariq is gone, is it? Okay. People like Tariq also, who's been present as a visiting Toastmaster from the beginning. So I leave you all to enjoy the rest of the Sunday. And thank you for making this meeting a very successful one. From the way it started to the way it has actually ended, it's always a miracle. Thank you so much, everyone. And thanks, Vishal. A big shout out to you as always.